Hello, um, welcome. Today we are going to be talking about my thoughts on the SummerSlam card for this year. SummerSlam is in 4 days for night one and then five for night two. We're going to be going down the card um, for both nights and we're going to talk about who I think's going to win or possible spots that I think could happen or just general thoughts on matches. Let's go down the line. I know that this is the main event for Saturday, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Um, I am very Cody Rhodes out right now. I think I loved him finishing the story. I will not take that away from him. I just can't root against CM Pookie. I'm a very big CM Punk fan, and I think that he deserves the win. Um, Very smart that he can be QB1 because that was Cody's role for the past few years within the company. I don't know if they'll fully give him QB1 now that Roman is the Raw heavyweight champion, but who knows? Because it'll be very good redemption from what happened at SummerSlam last year when Punk beat Gunther and then uh, fucking Seth cashed in on him. I don't expect this to become a dirty fight, but I will throw the realm of possibility to be in there for sure. Um, if it does happen, cool. If it doesn't, also cool. I expect this to be a very team match between these two. They're not really the guys who go low in a match, if you know what I mean. Next is Brock Lesnar versus Over Henry and Hell in a Cell. I know you don't give a shit about this match because I think Obafemi is awesome, like a very good like up and comer. Like he's gotten a lot of stock really fast. I do not like the person, like the actual real world people that they are. Brock Lesnar is a piece of shit who has multiple allegations against him. And even though the Janelle Grant case just got dismissed, or whatever the fuck happened with that, I believe uh, I believe victims will come out. So fuck you, Brock. Or Family's also had some iffy takes, so that makes me a little hesitant on him as well. Uh, Not the worstest, but like not the greatest at the same time. I think that uh, for sure this is gonna be a very brutal match. I don't expect it to be like Taker versus Manny Simon Hell in a Cell. I think that is like gold standard Hell in a Cell match, for sure. I think Femi wins, and then hopefully we just fully retire Brock. Because fuck Brock Lesnar. Um, I'd rather Ova win, if anything. This is gonna be a brutal match though, so for sure. Next, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. I think Io takes it. Um, this might be when Liv starts exercising or starts getting exercised out of Judgment Day now that Raquel is the IC champion, or and if she loses this match, then I see that Judgment Day starts fizzling. Who knows though? Especially since Dominic's dealing with Perros Del Mal or whatever the fuck's happening on AAA. It's a little funky. We'll see what happens. Because I'm not fully expecting that storyline in AAA to get wrapped up until Triple Mania, and that's not until September. So we got a bit, we got a long time to get. to there. Uh, so I think Liv loses. I think Io is also like due for another run because I think Liv has not really done much with this run. She has not. I think she defended once, but she also was in the Queen of the Ring. Like this is a Queen of the Ring rematch, basically, that she didn't need to be in. I think that the Queen of the Ring outcome also changed when Rhea got hurt. So there's that. But I still think, you know, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. I hear some of y'all saying like just random wrestling people like, what's Nick Aldis doing? He's just a guy in a suit. A guy in a suit who can go. He has won multiple championships. He was on TNA. He's been on like a gajillion other promotions. I'm rooting for my boy Aldis. I think he can go. I know it's gonna be a little scary because it's Gunther. If we're not scared of Gunther, what are we doing? Type shit. But think Aldous really has the chance to go the distance in this match. I think it's going to be a little fucky wucky. There's going to be some interesting moments. There's going to be some shady moments, but it'll be a good match. Um, Next is the Bloodline, consisting of Jay and Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu against Voice Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. I think that Voice Keys, Knight, and Solo take it. I think this is also when we're going to kind of have a breakdown in communication for the Usos and Fatu because Jacob's been very reluctant to, run the play, especially when it's not Roman calling the play, it's Jay calling the play. Jimmy's kind of getting a little funky in there too, but that's whatever. Uh, yeah, I'm not really like I think that's going to be a match that cooks, but I also see it being something like quicker, like a quicker match on the card. But who knows? Um, then the only other women's match on the card, for Saturday, Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige. I think Fatal Influence takes it, and that gives them momentum to keep the tag championships, plus for JC Jane to start looking for singles gold, which I think would very much suit her. I think she could be a really good United States champion. Um, and then I think this could be a good chance for Paige to go on a solo run of her own. Uh, I unfortunately see this being a shorter match as well because the Bellas and Paige are a bit older and their matches have been as technical, I guess. But I'm willing to eat crow on that. Let's see. Saturday, Sunday lineup. Ooh, sorry, I just ate dinner, so I'm a little funky. Down this card, we have Roman versus Seth for the heavyweight championship. Uh, I would like Seth to take it because I really like Seth Rollins. Uh, I do foresee that Roman retains because we don't want Roman to lose, but also he could take like a 7 month vacation again, and I would be a very happy camper. I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan, and I cringe seeing that all the grown men like glaze him. It's just so weird. Um, I think that's going to be a very interesting fight as well. Uh, Seth doesn't really have anyone in his corner at the moment. Obviously, the Vision's not his Vision anymore. And then Roman has the Bloodline, in his corner. So that could be very, very interesting. Uh, there will be some shenanigans in this match. I'm guaranteeing. For the interim WWE Women's Championship, the ladder match. It's Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton versus the winner of Lash Legend and I think it was Julia. I think Julia might get fucked over by Kiana James in in the match on SmackDown, which tough break for those two. They have a quick turnaround of you get a data ref and then you get in the ring for a ladder match. Um, I think there might be a little something fishy going on with Lash and Nia. I foresee some other shenanigans from both sides of that matchup on SmackDown to create an interesting either both get disqualified or whatever, but we shall see. If anything, I want Lash Legend to get in there. I think she I've been a really big Lash Legend fan since she was on NXT, and I just hope that she at least makes it into the ladder match. And show she can ball. She really balled out at Survivor Series as her first like major match on the main roster, and she's just impressed me since. She's risen to the occasion. Like I mean she would. So yeah. But for the winner of the ladder match altogether, I'm giving it to Chelsea. Interim championship suits her character so fucking well. And then, yes, is it going to be a bit of a squash match when Rhea eventually gets back? Yeah. But how delightful would it be for a Chelsea Green run, especially as like her little United States champion, like little shenanigans that she's been doing where like she's kind of impersonating Trump. I think she could really run with that. Um, Finn Balor versus Sammy for uh, as a number one contender match for the undisputed championship. I'm giving it to Finn. Sammy, I think you have done a pretty good job the past few months of being a heel, but like Finn, I need to see him in like top title contention again because like him not being able to fully be champ like 10 years ago and then 10 years later he gets this opportunity to do it again. Pull the fucking trigger. Maybe not against CM Pookie though. I don't know. I'm very torn, but like this is gonna be a really good match regardless. Um, Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. We did learn last night on Raw that the stipulation is human monies on a pole, whatever the fuck that means. That we're like climbing like ladder to get up to the floor, wherever the fuck. It's gonna be Danhausen, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, I really like Danhausen. I just think that this is a bit of a throwaway. Like, I thought we completed shit at Saturday night's main event with the storyline. I'm kind of done. Uh, but no, I am ready to be pleasantly surprised. Yeah. Uh, Chris Williams versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship. Baron Corbin on Twitter has evidently been very vocal about getting Carmelo Hayes. Sorry, I was thinking about Trick Mello Gang and like it was like, what's Mello's name? Carmelo Hayes uh into this as a triple threat, and I fucking support it. I love watching Trick and Mello cook. Uh, I'm still trying to figure out what my thoughts on Baron Corbin returning are. I don't hate it, but I also I'm not too jazzed about it. But again, would love to be pleasantly surprised. It stays as just a one-on-one match. I would like Trick to retain. If it's a triple threat, let's give Mello another push, and then we can, uh, switch over to Baron having it for a second, and then just like I think some rapid fire title changes for the U.S. Championship would be very interesting, but we'll see. And then Penta versus Chad Gable for the IC title. Kinda interesting. I think especially with all the AAA stuff and how Chad Gable was like, yes, I'm repenting my sins of being evil to luchadors when I was the original El Grande Americano. And, I've tried to will my good graces back in with a lot of people. And, you know, again, I'm not Penta or any of the luchadors, but like I feel like his sins cannot be forgiven for the shit he did as Alexander Americano. Uh, he just like very much so was disrespectful to lucha tradition, and then magically after he gets unmasked, lucha libre is like the best thing ever. I'm so sorry. I'm like, bitch, you were just trying to take dude's mask off 5 seconds ago, like a week ago, and you did. So like, I get the quick turnaround for story reasons, but like, let's be real with ourselves. Um, I do want Penta to retain, uh, especially because I think it would be interesting for him to go into Triple Mania as IC title holder, and then also maybe he defends it at Triple Mania. I think that would be really fun, especially since and maybe like him dropping it to someone on the AAA roster would be very interesting. Bring them up on Raw for like a month or so, see how they cook. If WWE is gonna do all these partnerships, let the partnerships fully form. What's the worst that happens? Someone doesn't fully click with the audience, and then we send them back. Okay, not everything's gonna work out. Um, yeah, I don't foresee anything else spectacular happening at SummerSlam, so like no other matches getting added to the card. Thank you for Wrestling Attitude for the lineup for the cards. Those are my thoughts. If you disagree, cool. Don't crucify me in the comments for it, but I doubt y'all are gonna fucking care about what the fuck I have to say about this. No one's gonna fucking watch it. But yeah, peace. Have a good night. Enjoy wrestling.